Well, Paris is getting ready for an encore performance as the preparations for the Paralympics are well underway.
NBC4's David de Guzman brings us the story of a Central Ohio athlete getting ready for his third trip to the global stage. And David, he's got some golden aspirations this time around. This is an inspiring athlete. And an athlete we followed for years, but 3 years ago, Blake Haxton won a silver on the water in Tokyo in the canoe sprint. And now the para-canoe athlete hopes to strike gold in the French capital. But his journey to his third Paralympics begins on the Scioto River.
Not the biggest fan of early mornings, but once you get up and you're out here, especially in the summers where the weather's actually nice and agrees with you, and you get mornings like this, it's a great way to start the day. And then once you're up and moving, you feel like everything goes more smoothly after that. So, you know, this doesn't feel like a lot of work to me. This doesn't feel like a big sacrifice.
Time! Growing up in Upper Arlington, Blake Haxton had always been close to the water. He joined his high school rowing team as a freshman.
And then my senior year, right before senior spring season started, caught something called necrotizing fasciitis, which is more commonly called the flesh-eating disease. Got it in my right leg. Didn't know what was wrong, kept trying to figure out what it was. By that time, it had moved and caused all kinds of other problems. So then my heart stopped, went on life support, lack of blood flow to my left leg. They had to amputate my left leg.
Years passed, but eventually Blake decided to return to the boat with a new mindset as a double amputee.
This is an entirely new sport. Throw out everything you knew and start over. And let this be something you can enjoy for its own sake. That's when I kind of got over it.
That switch eventually earned Blake a spot on multiple U.S. Paralympic teams, turning a fourth-place finish in rowing at the Rio Games to a canoe sprint silver in Tokyo 5 years later.
Getting a medal really did live up to expectations, actually, and made me want to come back and see if I could do better.
Go! Years of work and a lifelong passion, all for a race that is only 200 meters long and will last less than a minute, a moment that Blake couldn't dream of a decade and a half ago.
Here we are like 15 years later, and I was, really torn up that I couldn't row again, and now we're sitting on the dock talking about going to Paris. That's not all bad.
The Paralympics begin on August 28th, and a lot of hours he put in outside of his. I know. Yeah. He has a regular job too. He's a research analyst for an investment banking firm, so I mean, he's doing a lot.
Not kidding. Yeah. Years ago, I went to work with him.
Yeah.
And watched him through his day, and then as he's one of the athletes I've always enjoyed following. Yeah. Because you know what his backstory is, and it gives you great perspective on what the Paralympics is for every athlete.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what there are so many great stories there. It's why it's worth watching.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Good story.
Thanks.
All right.
You weren't canoeing beside him.
No, I was not. He was doing a lot of the work.
I was busy with one hand, shooting with the other.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
That put you in a circle, I think. Well,